Hello everybody, I'm 8-Bit Steve, and this is another 8-Bit episode of Steve's Quest. This is game number 179, Paperboy. Was requested by my friend DJ Bonic. So here it is, Paperboy. I've never beat this game up until I played it on my quest here. It always sort of plagued me as a kid. It's got a pretty sharp difficulty if you don't know what's going on. But basically, as you saw there at the beginning of the game, it shows you which houses you need to throw papers at. And each house has a specific spot in which you can hit it with a newspaper to get credit for delivering the newspaper. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of bad things about this game. So if you hit the house in the right spot, you get credit for delivery, but if you hit it in the window or break any of their stuff on their lawn, it doesn't count as a delivery. Also, there's a bunch of obstacles all around, just kind of everywhere, like that lady that just ran out of the building. There's a RC Pro-Am car there, walking around, a guy on a skateboard. Just so many random things coming at you in this game. And each obstacle has a very specific way that you need to avoid it. And in the later levels, they start to kind of stack different obstacles on top of each other, and it becomes very difficult to get away. And you only have 4 lives in this game. You technically have 3, but 0 counts as a life. So once you get hit 4 times by something, you're toast. Now, one thing I am going to do here is I'm going to save a little time by crashing. And there it is, I crashed. If you crash at the end of the level where the last 2 streets are, it doesn't count towards your lives. It doesn't take a life away. So if you get a perfect delivery, which means you hit every house, you get a resubscriber. The goal of the game is to make it to the end of the week with having at least 1 subscriber. I'm not sure if there's a threshold for how many subscribers you need, but as far as I know, you can have at least just 1 and you'll still be able to beat the game. I'm also not sure if there are multiple endings or not. I didn't really check. All I'm trying to do here is get to Sunday and have subscribers left. So yeah, as you can see, each level adds more stuff, and it gets a little more complex for you to avoid. But I played this probably 5 or 6 times before I was able to get to the end. So I've got most of the enemies memorized, and that's really what you have to do in this game. You need to know exactly when to throw the paper, exactly what to do in which situations. I missed that house, unfortunately. But yeah, this is Paperboy. This was a pretty big hit back in the day. A lot of kids in the 80s and 90s had paper routes. It was like a go-to job. So this is a video game about your job. It sounds pretty awesome. It was a really big hit in the arcade, but the NES version, I'm not sure it was as big. But I know a lot of people asked me about Paperboy, and like I said before, you can just crash there. It doesn't take a life away. Yeah, so any house that you don't deliver to cancels their subscription. So you want to hit as many of them as possible. One really cool thing about this game is the music. Pat the NES Punk. Ooh, that was a horrible mistake on my part. But Pat the NES Punk uses this music as his intro, which is really cool because I think this game has pretty decent music. It gets a bit repetitive after a while, but it's very memorable and it's got a catchy beat to it. So as far as the bad things of this game, it's mostly just the obstacles. The obstacles and no way to really gain lives that I know of. There may be a way based on score, but I haven't found it, or I didn't do the bonus level at the end, so I'm not sure if I was able to get enough score to do that. But in any case, it's just the obstacles that are a problem. There's just so many of them, they do so many different things. Specifically the tornado, as you saw earlier, that tornado can be a really, really bad obstacle to avoid because it just keeps coming at you and it cuts off a lot of your escape lanes. And when that tornado is paired with other obstacles on the board, it basically makes it impossible for you to get away without some serious Paperboy skill like I used earlier. Alright, 3 days of the week down. We're going to be moving on to Thursday here. Alright, Thursday. Let's see what Thursday has to offer as far as new enemies are concerned. Skateboard guy, seen him before. RC car, seen that before. And this is a really tricky tornado here because it comes really close to the sign. There's a breakdancing guy, construction worker, and a cat. I believe that's a cat. Maybe it's a dog. But I found a path through it after a couple attempts and was able to get through it there. I think that's probably one of the hardest traps in the game there on Thursday. And it's kind of unfortunate that I made that very, very big mistake early getting hit by that skateboard guy, because I would have no hits right now. And the skateboard guy is really easy to get past. So as you can see, Thursday added a lot more stuff, and a lot more stuff is stacked on top of each other, and it's just more difficult. Alright, only 3 days left. Let's see how many I missed here. I think it was 2. Nope, just 1. So it says canceled subscriptions down there. I did not know the word canceled had 2 L's in it. In fact, I'm not sure that it does. So, as per usual, Friday ramps up a little bit more than Thursday, and things get really crazy on Saturday and Sunday. But a good strategy is just to slow your bike down by hitting back. You can kind of brake and give yourself more time to react to stuff. And I broke his window. But no harm, no foul. Can still keep going in the game. So many sprites on the screen, it's actually lagging Paperboy. So I'm pretty sure that's a cat, actually, now that I look at it again. So in the arcade, the basic idea is to just get as high a score as possible, which is most arcade games, honestly. And the NES game's probably no different. It's mostly high score based. But if you do make it to Sunday, the game will end, and you will retire as a Paperboy after 1 week. Wouldn't that be nice to just work for 1 week in your life and retire? Alright, here comes Saturday. I try to use the lines on the street, like the cracks in the cement there, to kind of line up where I'm going to throw my paper. Like this one's right there, you know, right on that line, right by the mailbox. I don't think there are any new enemies that we haven't seen yet that are going to be introduced. They just add more of them. And honestly, I think Saturday is a little easier than Thursday and Friday, based on this run. That sucked. I should have went wide left there. But this is how this game can get you, man. If I take 2 more hits, I can just, I'll lose. Alright, we're coming in on the final day of Paperboy. And I got a perfect delivery. Look at me go. Oof. Tried to split the defense there on that pole and bike. Did not make it. Now I'm sort of sweating bullets here because if I get touched by anything the rest of this level, I cannot continue. Ooh, barely missed that cat there. Luckily that tire did not roll down the sidewalk, because if it had, I would have probably been hit by it. Many more tornadoes on Sunday, as you see. I'm kind of curious to play the arcade version of this. I don't think I've ever actually played it. I've seen it a couple times in a couple arcades, but I don't think I ever actually played it. It wasn't something that really interested me. Almost got hit there, and again, if that tire had come down sooner, I would have been hit. Just getting really lucky. Almost to the end. I think that's it, guys. Yeah. So I'm going to do the training course on the last level here just for your amusement. All the training courses look exactly the same. They have the exact same number of obstacles and everything, so it's all points based. You're just trying to gain extra points. It's really all you're doing. I find it to be a complete waste of time, and I messed it up, but you saw some of it. Alright guys, that's it. That's Paperboy. Enjoy the ending, and I'll see you guys next game.